Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Big Brother Brian Barrett here. So, coming up, friendships tear apart, the head of household competition takes place, who will be nominated for eviction, and the pyramid for week 5. All that coming up right now. We just finished the eviction and Caitlyn was just evicted by a vote of 9-1. And at this point, the house has no idea who that one vote was. JC was the one vote, but nobody other than JC knows that. So Haley asks Fezzi if he was the one who voted to keep Caitlyn, and Fezzi was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Fezzi, all you have to do is just answer the question. Now you look suspicious, and everyone thinks that you were the one vote." He's such a hothead, and he gets offended by every little thing. Tyler asks JC, and JC lies and says that he wasn't the one vote to keep Caitlyn. I backed up because it's more comfortable. So level 5 thinks that Scotty is the one vote that voted out Rockstar. And JC is like, yeah, must have been Scotty, yeah. He's completely going along with it because he doesn't want anyone to know that he was that one vote to vote out Rockstar. So the head of household competition takes place, and Angela is like, "I don't want to win this head of household competition this week." And I'm like, "Okay, honey, you've done nothing in this house, and if you want to win this game, you need something to put on your resume. How about an HOH win?" So Bailey wins head of household, and her alliance has this celebration in the storage room and everything, and then all of a sudden, we see Scotty in the storage room. And I'm like, "Why are you celebrating, Scotty? You're not in that alliance." So Tyler goes up to talk to Bailey, and it's basically like, after Caitlyn got evicted, I'm now all alone in this house. He's like, Caitlyn was the one person that I had in this house, and now I don't have anyone. But that's completely false. Tyler has his whole, level 6 alliance with him. But Bailey completely buys it and is like, "Ugh, I would hate to kick him when he's already down." So he does that to prevent himself from being nominated. But let's not forget that Tyler is literally controlling every living soul in this house right now. He is the puppet master running the house at this point. So Bailey tells Haley that she thinks that Scotty flipped in the vote. And Bailey is certain that she's putting up Brett, but she doesn't know who else to put up. Brett is her target, but she needs a pawn to sit next to Brett to make sure that he goes home. So at this point, Bailey kind of has an inkling that maybe Scotty was that one person that didn't vote to evict Caitlyn, and she confronts him about it. And Scotty says that he thinks it was Rachel. It wasn't Scotty, so he actually doesn't know who it was. But he throws out Rachel because he actually genuinely thinks that it was Rachel. And Bailey's like, "You're gonna work with me, or I'll, quote, lay his intestines out." The feisty flight attendant is coming out. So Bailey says that her main target this week isn't JC, despite their differences that they've had in the past. But she will consider using him as a pawn. And she does tell him that people have been throwing his name out to be used as a pawn. And she does say that she's a little nervous around him because he is a little too nice to everyone, and she's nervous that he's been making too many promises to too many people. So Fezzi goes up to Bailey and basically tries to convince her not to put up JC, telling her that it's a bad move, and this does not sit well with Bailey. So Bailey and Haley confront JC, and feisty flight attendant comes out once again, and the three of them get into this fight, which is not the greatest timing considering their alliance just solidified, and now they can't agree on who to put up as a pawn. This is the worst thing that could happen to their alliance at this point. So since Scotty threw Rachel's name under the bus about being the flip vote, Bailey confronts Rachel about the flip vote and tells her that she's considering to use her as a pawn. But she also tells Rachel about her power app, which is that she can change the nominations and make them her own, even when she's not head of household. And Rachel sees this as a way of gaining trust from Bailey. And Rachel says, "You know what, since you just told me that, I now feel comfortable around you, and I feel comfortable going up as a pawn." So now it's time for nominations. And she nominates Brett and Rachel. Brett is her main target, and Rachel volunteered to go up on the block, so this gets the least amount of blood on Bailey's hands, which is a smart gameplay from her perspective, so good decision on her part. Unfortunately, it's 2 members from level 6, which is the alliance that I'm rooting for, but we'll see what happens. Rachel's done nothing, and Brett's kind of been annoying, so if we have to lose a member of the level 6 alliance, it would be one of those two. So now it's time for Pyramid, and just as a brief announcement, I'm not at home, which means I don't have all the fancy graphics and everything, so I'll try my best to do something in terms of making the actual pyramid, but it's not going to look pretty. But that's okay. it's not going to stop us from doing pyramid, of course, the best part about the week. So, on the bottom of the pyramid, Scotty. Still bitter about what he did. I think it's cowardly that he makes his big move and then goes back to being a floater. Next we have JC, Haley, Casey, Angela, Rockstar, and Sam. They did nothing. They're the floaters. Next we have Brett and Rachel. They're the nominees, but props to Rachel for volunteering as pawn. Next we have Fezzi and Tyler. They talked a lot with Bailey. Fezzi convinced Bailey not to put up JC, and Tyler convinced Bailey that he was alone in the house and that he shouldn't go up as a nominee because that would be pointless. And on top of the pyramid we have Bailey. Yes, she's not on the side of the house that I want her to be on, but she's very feisty, and I love that feistiness that she has in her, especially when she goes after her own alliance. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Next time we will find out who wins the power of veto, if the power of veto will be used to save either Brett or Rachel, and your favorite segment, The Outside View. We will look at another controversial topic that has happened in the Big Brother house this year, so you don't want to miss that. That's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.